Hi beautiful people, today I show you how I make a dark textured synth sample for Travis Scott, Don Toliver or someone else. This video is gonna be cool cause I had some tricks, techniques that I don't see anywhere, so it's gonna be a cool breakdown. So the first thing that I do is just make a simply chord progression with a little melody in the top, just put a note like this, another note like this, just make the chord progression, just make the top notes like a little melody like this. And the chord is super simple. For the chord progression I just take the top note and just put this one more semitone. It's just super easy. And after this, at the end, I just add this little variation, just add some more movement and variation in the sample, so it sounds like this. Super simple. So the sound I use, it rolls from my one-shot kit in my toolkit. By the way, all the sound I use in this video from my toolkit, so it's a super complete kit to make this dark vintage sample and more. So after this, I just add this dark bass, just complete perfectly with the chord progression, sound like this. Perfect for this type of sample. The sound I use, it's Funky from my Analog Lab Bank in my toolkit. And just with these two elements, we have this dark texture. But to have some more texture, I add this little pad in the background. Just add the atmosphere that the sample needs. The sound I use, it's back from my Analog Lab Bank in my toolkit. Super crazy texture. And to add some more textures, I add some drums in the background just to feel more the groove and add some more texture in the background. But this process for this drum texture is super fun to make. How I make this, I just record myself, make a beatbox, record with my laptop, super low quality. It sounds like this. Super ridiculous, but the process is super interesting. Just press this beat mode, transient this mode, and the format is 0. And with this, you just cut the reverb. You have this kind of drums, high quality, and after this, you have this chorus and this reverb. Just add the weird texture that the sample need. So after this, a filter, a compressor, just control the volume and the peaks. After this, I add this delay to add some more groove. The interesting part is the pedal, kind of crunchy sound, and a EQ, just cut the low end. And it's just super fun that just the beatbox in the low quality have this super high quality, weird texture in the background. And in the context, it's super crazy. Super cool. And after this, to add more movement and more texture, I add some accents, some phase from my accent kit in my toolkit. So I just put some accent and phase that I like and just process this, like just cut some parts, it just like this. I just cut some part like this and just feel it sound good or not, and sound like this. And in the context, it adds so much sense because it accents some parts. We're gonna see this after, but it's super interesting to just accent some parts. So after this, for finish this first part, I just add this little synth, just accent the start of the sample. The sound I use, it's Dean from my Analog Lab Bank. And after this, I add this crazy lead along the sample. The first part sound like this. Super hard lead, crazy lead. And for the second part, it sounds like this. So the interesting part is this little variation right here. Just accent some perk right here and add so much power in the sample, together. And accent the snare super hard, and it just sounds super good. And it also accent this end of this lead. By the way, this full lead, it just complete together. It's like 4 sound for one lead. Just expect this after, but the first lead is sound like this. Super simple. The sound I use is High from my Analog Lab Bank, and a second lead sound like this. Super simple. The sound I use is way from my Analog Lab Bank in my toolkit, of course, and a super dark, you know, accent texture in the background. Reverse texture. The sound I use is water from my Analog Lab Bank in my toolkit. And after this, a crazy lead. Crazy with this delay in the background, add so much movement. The sound I use it's way from my Analog Lab Bank. It's super crazy, and together this full lead, it's just super powerful. You know, just super crazy, and add this tension and this emotional part in the second part of the sample. And you know, it's just a layer to make just like 4 sound for one melody. And you remember this part just accent this perk, it's accent also this end of this lead right here, and this accent right here, accent again this silence, and just make the transition with this section sound like this for more context. Just add this little movement in the sample, super interesting to get this tension in this sample, specifically for this dark textured synth sample. And you know, the beat is done. You know, it's super simple to make the thing sound good, but the thing that you need to understand is just have a great sound, you know, have a great accent, play with the silence. Don't be scared to record yourself, make beatbox or ridiculous thing like this, and process this, enjoy to process the sound. You know, have fun is the music, is the key of make a good sample or good music, and just enjoy the process. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. I just enjoyed the video. If you want the same sound that I use, the link is in the description. It's perfect for this type of sample and way more. Thank you again for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, it helps so much, and I see you in another video. Peace.